Hello, welcome back to my channel. Firstly, an apology. I haven't been posting an awful lot recently. I think it's been about 3 weeks since the last one. I do struggle sometimes with the whole posting on YouTube thing because it takes such a long time to prepare and then find some words and make sure I'm saying the right things as I'm stirring or poking the right ingredient. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain, and particularly when you don't get many people watching, it is. Yeah, it can be a bit demoralizing. But then there's quite a few of us in this dark corner of YouTube who don't get many people watching, but still enjoy it. I do enjoy the cooking. I enjoy the whole thing. And as I've said before, I do have an Instagram channel, which I shall post a picture of here. I would encourage you to go and find me on there. It doesn't contain marzipan, and I do post sometimes 3 times a week, because I do cook all the time. So sometimes you want to get on with cooking and you think, oh, I've got to set the camera up or my phone up and then get the sound right and say things in the right order. Whereas when I'm doing it on Instagram, I can just basically cook and then take photos as I'm doing it and write something up. So I'd encourage you to have a look at my Instagram account, because there are loads and loads and loads of recipes there, plus a little bit of personal stuff. So this week, this is one from the archives because I haven't actually cooked this for a while. It's a West African peanut stew stroke soup. This is a chicken version. Quite a few of them from Mali and Senegal and around there would use beef or lamb. But this is a chicken version. It's absolutely gorgeous, very peanutty, very rich, and with a little bit of sort of bite from the chilies. So yeah, let's get on with it. Do.
And what is on today's board of goodness and wonderfulness and terrificness? Well, I'll split it into two halves of how we're going to cook it. So I've got about 1.5 kilos of chicken. So I've got some thighs and some breasts to sort of mix it up a bit. I'm going to take the bones out of the chicken. So what does I say? 1.5 kilos of chicken. I'm going to fry it in a teaspoon of black pepper, teaspoon and a half of chili cayenne pepper, teaspoon of salt, a little bit of onion, and 3 garlic cloves. So that's the first bit. We'll fry that, put it to one side. And then we're going to go in with some veg. So we're going to have 1 green pepper, 1 red pepper, 1 onion, 1 small medium pepper. You don't want the really hot ones there. A carrot, finely diced. A tomato. About half, that's a thumb size piece of ginger, so about half of that and chopped up. We're going to have a tablespoon of tomato paste. We're going to have a good tablespoon of fresh thyme, about 4 tablespoons of fresh coriander, about half a jar of peanut butter. What size is that? 454, so about 250 grams of peanut butter, about half a litre, maybe slightly more, of chicken stock, and I think that is about it. A little bit of salt in there as you need it, so taste it as you cook this bit. Anyway, let's get on with it. La la, la la, la la. I forgot half a can of coconut milk. How could you forget that? Off we go. And so we begin. Start warming up the oil. Your chicken will be chopped up, but not too small. Some of it smallish, some of it some good lumps, so it doesn't completely melt. We're going to start frying that off. It's going to take a few minutes. Let's start with, I don't know, 5 minutes. Let's start with 5 minutes. So 5 minutes in, you're just starting to seal the edges of the chicken, still a bit of pink poking out there. And we're going to go in with our little bit of onion chopped, our 3 cloves of garlic, our teaspoon and a half of cayenne pepper, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of black pepper. That's all going to go in there. And that'll start adding its lovely flavour to the mix. And we're going to cook that until the chicken is pretty much cooked. So it'll be cooked all the way through. So let's say 15 minutes to start with and see how we go. Right, okay, it took about 20 plus minutes, probably nearly 25 minutes to cook all that through properly. That looks very nice, very spicy. Right, I'm going to get rid of this, put it to one side, and we'll start cooking the main dish. We need a splash more oil. And we're going to go in with the onions. And the ginger. And the carrot. We'll start with those. And we'll move on to the rest shortly. This is going to be at least 10 minutes, I think. Ten minutes in, we will start adding the single tomato, the green pepper, the red pepper, and a little bit of chopped up chili pepper. And we're going to go another 5 minutes with those. And 10 minutes in, we move to the next stage. I'm going to throw in my teaspoon of fresh thyme. I am going to go with my ½ litre of chicken stock, my tablespoon, generous tablespoon of tomato paste, and my half a jar of peanut butter. And that is going to simmer away for about 20 minutes, I think. Yes, 20 minutes. So we're about 20 minutes in. That is looking gorgeous. We're going to finish off with our ½ tin of coconut milk, maybe a third of a tin, and our chicken that we put aside earlier. We'll finish this off with, I don't know, say about 10 minutes for it all to melt in. Yeah, let's say 10 minutes. And that is pretty much finished. I'm going to pop the fresh coriander, or cilantro as some people call it, on there. And that is, my friend, is done. It's probably slightly creamier than some of the very traditional recipes of doing, is it a Malay? Anyway, West African peanut soup. But that is very, very good. Let's have a little taste. Oh, yes. Just the right amount of peanut butter, right amount of coconut. Oh, yes. That is really, really good. Try not to spill this everywhere. The finger's just for me, by the way. Anyway, have a look at that. It's gorgeous. Thank you.